a word comes from the light. Now you remember in the beginning, God said, "Let there be light." And that was God's first word. Right? That was, let was God's first word. Let there be light. That was the first time God spoke. Now this, the light shows up, and then the word came from the light. Right? And it asked Paul why he was persecuting. And sometimes what I believe, this is what I believe 110% of the time, the same light that knocked Paul down is the same light that awoke in you. The same light that awoke in me. The same light that has brought me to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. That light is what woke Paul up. I know this isn't making sense yet, but it will here in a second, I promise. I might be taking you down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but you're going to catch it here in just a second. I promise you're going to catch it. There's a light that is different than the light that you're seeing in front of you right now. Amen. There's a light that's different than the sun that's shining in the sky. There's a light that's different than that. I don't know how that light is so different, but I understand that it is different because that light is what woke me up. That's what, when it took place, it was a difference in me saying, you know something, I believe in God, it's okay, I'm good with all those things. But it took me from that to, Lord, I've got to do whatever I can to tell everybody else about this Jesus that took all this stuff away from me. There's a difference in this light and the light that's in the sky. And I'm going to explain something to you. If we go into Genesis 1 again and go to verse 16. Y'all don't have to turn. I got it right here. Look. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Now, that don't mean a whole lot to you right now. But when I explain something to you, it will. Because on day one, God said, "Let there be light." Verse 16 is day 4. Y'all didn't get it. Let me say it again. In the beginning, God created the light on day 1. But on day 4, He created the sun and the stars. So the light that He created on day 1 is a different light than He created on day 4. Amen. There's 2 different lights going on here. And you got to understand something. The Word created the light. The Word created the light. Let there be light, right? But the Word was already there. So the light necessarily wasn't created. It was just talked about. Let there be light. That light. Because it was already there. It was the Word. It was inside of God. Well, there's the Word. Let there be light, right? Now, the sun and the moon are like earth. They're going to pass away. They're going to burn up. But the light that God created on the first day will never go away. It's an unquenchable light. It can't go away. The 4th day will fade away. The 4th day light. That's going to go away just like heaven and earth. Just like heaven and earth. The old heaven and earth are going to pass away. And behold, He's going to make things new, But here's the question. What are you doing with the light that God's given you? What are you doing with it? Are you letting it drive you to come to church every Sunday? That's great. Good for you. Let me give you a hand. I'm glad that you come to church. I'm happy to see you here. But what are you doing with it? Because if the light is powerful enough to travel at 186,000 miles per second, it's a pretty powerful light. So if you have that light inside of you, how in the world are you controlling yourself? I'm trying to open your eyes a little bit, folks. How in the world are you controlling yourself? If that light lives inside of you, are you hiding that light under a bushel, or are you letting the light shine? This is important. It's the truth. Because by all rights, we ought to be on fire. This light is a burning fire. It's hot. It ain't no way in the world we can contain it unless we hide in it. Right? Psalms chapter 119, verse 105 says, Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. John chapter 1, verse 1 says, In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Right? Check this out. In this same chapter of John, he says, In him was life, and the life was the light of the world. And the light of men. John chapter 1 verse 14 says, And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and was beheld, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. The first words that were spoken out of God's mouth was, Let there be light. That word, that was the same word that was there in the beginning that is there right now. He was made flesh and he became Jesus Christ here on earth.
Amen.
That light was Jesus. In the beginning. He's always been there. From the beginning, he's always been there. Before anything ever really took place, that anything ever was really anything else, he's always been there. And he knew the thoughts and the troubles and the things that you were going through. He knew that you were going to have migraines. He knew that you were going to have diabetes. He knew it. He knew that I was going to have a knee with no cartilage in it at some point. He knew it. He knew that we were going to have problems and troubles. We were going to have problems with finances. We were going to have problems with life in general. He knew that those things were going to happen, but he was there and he shone a light and he shined a light on those things to be there, to let you know, I am here. I'm here. I know that you're in trouble. I know that you're having problems. I know that you're sick. I know that you have things that are coming against you, but I am here. I'm still shining. Just let me shine on you a little bit. Let me shine on you just a little bit. Let my light touch you just a little bit. Let my presence touch you. Let the light from heaven shine down on you just a little bit. And if you let that light shine just a little bit, if you let it shine just a little bit, it's no telling what that light will do.
Amen. Amen.
There's really no telling what it'll do. I believe God to do anything as long as we allow him to do it. Don't hold him back. Don't try to hold him back. Don't set out to go, oh, God can't do this and God can't do that and God will never do this. Well, yeah, keep thinking that way and he just won't do it for you. It's just not going to happen. But if we let that light just shine a little bit, just a little bit. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Such a simple song. But if we listen to it for just a second, we're going to be all right. Everything's going to be fine. Just let that light shine. Amen. Everybody stand with me.
I've been laughed at, accused, shout since so many long years ago. Got more than just religion when my Jesus